Ahoy hoy, I'm Planet Walk. Now, the video that we're going to take a look at today has a bit of dishonesty in it because, you know, the old adage, you gotta light a flurf. However, it's not just interesting because of the contents of the video. There's something about the video itself. So, Mitchell from Australia is a flat earther who doesn't often upload videos. Last video was 3 weeks ago, and before that it was 11 months ago. And the video from 3 weeks ago has a whopping 103,000 views, which, you know, is definitely quite impressive. Good on you, Mitchell. Anyway, let's take a look at the video and see what it's about.
I'm Mitchell from Australia, and this is going to be the biggest, most epic globe debunking ever. So get your affairs in order, Globers, because there's no coming back from this.
I wouldn't exactly hold my breath, because it seems that whenever a flat earther tries to debunk the globe, it's very easy to just tear that apart.
There's a 630 square mile estuary in southern Louisiana known as Lake Pontchartrain. In May of 2017, a man by the name of Lance Caraccioli photographed the Lake Pontchartrain transmission lines that stretched 16 miles from Laplace to Manchac.
You know, in the 6 years since that photo was taken, I have never heard a good argument against it. Flat earthers have tried to come up with stuff, but it always fails to address it adequately.
As you can see, these lines are a monument to the curvature of the Earth. A little further to the east, when on their way to New Orleans, travelers crossed this body of water on one of the most amazing bridges in the world, the 24-mile-long Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. Again, Lance's images capture the shape of the Earth. Since then, the geometry of the causeway has been profiled by collecting Earth-centered, Earth-fixed coordinates collected with high-precision GPS by Jesse Kozlowski, modeled in 3D by Walter Bislin, and photographed from 155-foot elevation by Lance. These three techniques agree. The shape of the Earth is clearly round. You can find more imagery by Lance on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/Soundly.
So that is a lot of data that all agrees that the Earth is a globe. In order to debunk that, you would need to show how all of that is possible on a flat Earth. And no flat earther seems to be able to do that. The reason being is because flat earthers generally aren't interested in showing that the Earth is flat, but instead showing that the Earth is not a globe. We've seen this countless times before.
So we've got a claim that Soundly has captured the shape of the Earth with these videos and images on his YouTube channel. And videos like this claim to show that the Earth is clearly round. So game over for Flat Earth, right? I mean, every glober should be using these videos and images from Soundly as proof that the horizon is physical Earth curve that blocks things.
I wouldn't exactly call it proof, but it is very good evidence, along with all the other evidence that is out there floating around.
Well, here's Mick West taking to his website, metabunk.org, claiming soundly proving the curvature of the Earth at Lake Pontchartrain, leading to ZMEScience.com writing an article using Mick West's post of Soundly's observations to also claim the power lines over Lake Pontchartrain elegantly demonstrate the curvature of the Earth. Game, set, match, flat earthers. The image is also being used in memes, and other YouTubers adopting the images as proof of Earth curve.
This is a set of power lines on Lake Pontchartrain, and it just so happens to show the curvature of the Earth.
Oh, it's here, someone who people used to confuse me with, but now we do not look alike at all.
This image is what the model showed, and when this shot was done in reality, that's exactly what you see.
As you just heard, the glober's argument now becomes comparing a model of the globe to what we see in reality.
Yes, in fact, I would say that the best way to do something like this is to have both a model of the flat Earth and a model of the globe, and see which one matches observations better. Every single time that is done, it seems that the globe model matches reality better.
This is where this video gets juicy. It is claimed that this image shows Earth curve. It starts with the assumption that the horizon is the geometric leading edge of a sphere capable of physically blocking things like those transmission lines. Now that Walter Bislin has rendered a globe model over the top of the image using the assumed geometric constraints of the globe, we now have a claimed distance measurement to the horizon in this image. So from the observer's stated height of 10.3 meters, the distance measurement to horizon in this image is 11,754 meters. Now that we know the distance to the horizon in this image, we're going to see if this actually does match the official geometric limitations of the globe, like Red's rhetoric claims it does.
My question would be, are you going to test to see whether it matches the flat Earth? I bet it doesn't. In fact, you can see whether it matches the flat Earth just using the site that you're on. All you have to do is go to the site, scroll down and click on this little FE button, and then all of a sudden, that's how it should look on a flat Earth, which is not how it looks in reality. That's something that a lot of flat earthers don't get. The flat Earth model just doesn't work. And a lot of flat earthers try to say, well, we don't have a model, in which case, make one, because until then, you cannot say that the Earth is flat. Because the whole idea of all this is that you're trying to find the most accurate model. Not having a model is not an accurate model.
To avoid any cries of strawmanning the globe's official geometry, MCToon has pointed us to the Earth curve calculator on a website that uses the correct maths in the formula for the distance to the geometric horizon on the globe.
Hey Mitchell, here's an idea. To avoid any cries of strawmanning, don't strawman. You see, I've seen what he's about to argue, and it is a complete strawman.
So now we can use the advanced Earth curve calculator, approved and endorsed by the Globers, to confirm if the distance to the horizon measured at Lake Pontchartrain matches the official globe geometry. The observer's height in Soundly's image was 10.3 metres. The official distance to the geometric horizon on the globe model must be no more than 11,460 metres. This is the official geometric limitations of the globe from that height. That means that the distance to the horizon in this photo taken by Soundly has to be no more than 11,460 metres. But as you can clearly see, from Soundly's observer height of 10.3 metres, the distance measurement to the horizon in this image is further than that, at 11,754 metres. For those playing at home, that means that this image of Soundly's, used by so many Globers as proof of Earth curve, this horizon, in fact, exceeds the geometric limitations of the globe.
Okay, there is a number of things wrong here. Firstly, there is no geometric limitation of the globe. That's something that you made up because you don't understand how light works. You see, the way that light works is that it bounces off objects, and after it has bounced off an object, it can still bend and change direction slightly. What we see in every image that was taken by a camera is just a light that reached the camera and got focused down onto a sensor. So does that mean that geometry plays no role in these images? Of course not. Geometry is very much responsible for what we see. It's just that refraction is also partially responsible. And do you want to know something that I noticed on the Earth curve calculator that you used? It has a slider for refraction. Down the bottom here, there is a slider that we can play around with. And as we play around with the slider, up in the top of the image, the distance on surface also changes. Now, we can enter an exact value into this, but how would we know the exact value that we need? Well, Mitchell from Australia's video actually shows us the correct value. You see, if we just zoom into this frame, we can very clearly see that the K value for refraction is 0.05. Now, let's go back to the Earth curve calculator and enter that value in. 0.05. We look up the top here, and the distance on surface is 11,750 meters. Now, what was the horizon distance in Soundly's photo again?
11,754 meters.
That is only a 4 meter difference, which is absolutely nothing. However, it doesn't stop there. Let's continue.
This image isn't Earth curve proof at all. In fact, it is the Lake Pontchartrain Black Swan.
You can just hear the smugness in his voice when he says that. However, I don't think that he's going to be that smug for very long.
This black swan asserts Earth's geometry as a sphere as a positive assertion. This can be used in a Moses-Tollins argument. If P, the Earth is a sphere with radius 3959 miles, which is a positive assertion by the Globers, the consequence of that in geometric terms is, then Q, every distance measurement to horizon has to be no further than 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, or 3.569 times the square root of the observer's height in meters. because that's the straight line tangent point horizon in the Earth curve maths that asserts the horizon is Earth curve. This is what every glober claims when using this image as Earth curve proof. But embarrassingly for them, not Q, the distance measurement to the horizon in the Lake Pontchartrain image exceeds the geometric limitations of the official Earth curve maths. Therefore, not P. Not only is this Earth not a sphere of radius 3959 miles, the Earth is not a globe.
Okay, we have an argument there that is almost valid, but not quite, and is not sound. If we were to accept that that argument is sound though, the consequence of it would not be that Earth is not a globe, it would be that the Earth is not a sphere with radius 3,959 miles. However, the argument is not sound because the premises are incorrect. You see, when he says that every distance measurement to the horizon has to be no more than the square root of 3.569 times the observer's height in meters, that is incorrect. There is a hidden assumption there that refraction plays no role in what we see, and that is just not the case. The curve calculator that Mitchell himself was using had refraction as an option. To blatantly ignore refraction is a straw man. Didn't you say that you didn't want to be accused of straw manning? Well, don't straw man! You have been told time and time again that you need to account for refraction, yet you completely ignore it every time because refraction is not convenient to you, is it? Now, Mitchell seems to be hung up on proof, and what he does to prove his arguments is he uses logic. Now, there's a bit of a problem with that. Whilst logic can be used to accurately figure out things about the world, it cannot be used as proof. Because the real world is messy. We don't always have all the data. There are always hidden assumptions. I think a better way of crafting an argument is to make sure the argument covers all your bases. So, let's show Mitchell how it's done. This is an argument about Mitchell's video, and something odd about it. If we take a look at the amount of views that it has, we can see that it has 103,000 views and 342 comments. Now this is an oddly low number of comments. You see, the last video that I did on Mitchell only got about half the views, yet twice the comments. Now this is evidence that he deletes his comments, right? Well, we can think about this. Now we could try to make a modus tollens argument here. However, the problem is that it would contain hidden assumptions about how Mitchell acts. However, we can collect evidence to try and build up a case. For example, if there are no comments in his comment section that are criticizing him, he's probably deleting those. So, are there any comments that disagree with him in the comment section? Well, okay, yeah, there's one right here saying, how many years did it take you to come up with this garbage debunk? This is the saddest cope I've seen in quite some time. I feel sorry for you. So that disagrees with the idea that Mitchell is deleting comments. He could still be deleting comments, but it seems unlikely now. See, Mitchell, I've saved you from accusations that you delete comments. However, that's not my argument. My actual argument is that Mitchell is artificially increasing his views, because comments aren't a great metric to go off of here. They can vary wildly from video to video. A better metric to go off would be the amount of likes that a video gets. You see, the more views that you get, the more likes that you will accrue over time. And Mitchell's video has a total of 560 likes. That is actually pretty abysmal. For context, my latest video got way more than that, 980 likes, and it didn't even break 7,000 views. Now, I will admit, I am not Mitchell from Australia, I do not make videos supporting Flat Earth, so the likes that I get are not going to be comparable to the likes that Mitchell gets. And also, he could be getting a whole lot of dislikes. I mean, he is a flat earther after all. So actually, let's check how many dislikes he has. So, if we go to a YouTube dislike viewer, we can see that we have a total of 154 dislikes. That's actually not good for Mitchell. Okay, let's take a look at how many likes we might expect a Flat Earth video to get. I've got one here by Taboo Conspiracy that has 6,000 views, and the amount of likes that it has is 713. So let me get this straight. The combined amount of likes and dislikes on Mitchell's video is only one higher than the total amount of likes on a Flat Earth video that has a 17th of the views. Okay, so that's pretty damning evidence that there's something going on here. But there's more! If we go to Mitchell's Social Blade, we can see that when he uploaded the video, it got some views, nothing to write home about, but then after a few days, all of a sudden, 20,000 views. Then his channel only gets 200 views the next day. Then 42,000 views. And then 8,000 views. And then back to 300 views. And then all of a sudden, 28,000 views. As someone who has videos that have reached 100,000 views, this is more what I expect. Either more spread out, or if there are spikes, there'll be like still a few thousand views after them. So, my analysis of that? Mitchell from Australia is buying views. Now obviously there have been people like Simon Dan who have been accused of buying views before. However, I think there is a strong case to be made that Mitchell is buying views. Now the way that I think that he's doing this is through advertising. His video gets run as an ad like this.
Wow.
Good.
And that's all you get to see before you hit the skip button. This is the most likely explanation. It explains why that video got a lot of views but not a lot of likes, and also explains the weird distribution of the views over time. Now, if someone wants to use advertising to promote their channel, that's fine, you're allowed to do that. I don't take issue with that. What I take issue with is being dishonest in a video, then advertising that video on YouTube, promoting misinformation. And you know what's some delicious irony? There are flat earthers that have claimed that people like Simon Dan are running bot farms to artificially increase their views, when you've got a flat earth out here who is literally buying views. Now, if you want to piss Mitchell from Australia off, share this video. If this video were to get something like, I don't know, 100,000 views, I don't think he'd be too happy with that. You see, I don't pay for my videos to be advertised, so every single view that I get is someone clicking on this video. Anyway, how's that for an argument, Mitchell? Did I hit it on the head? Or is there something that I'm missing? Now, the rest of his video is just the same bad argument but 9 more times, and each time that he says it, he sounds progressively more smug. So unless he gives a good reason why all the other examples are different, then the first example is all I really need to address. So this is where we will leave it. Leave a like and subscribe. If you like this video, leave a comment letting me know what you'd like to see me do for future videos. But I will see you in the next video. Between you and me, I'm actually kind of disappointed that he has shaved his head. It would have been funny if he had have grown out his hair again so we both had long hair.